Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel and welcome back to some more Hearthstone. Here in today's video, we're going to be doing something a little bit different. We're going to be opening up a bunch of packs as part of the new Rise of Shadows expansion. Now, as I'm sure most of you guys know, I don't even play that much Hearthstone anymore, but every single time, without fail, a new expansion comes out and I buy into it, I get a bunch of packs, and I play the game quite a bit, and I thought to myself, if I'm already going to be playing the game quite a bit and buying a bunch of packs, I might as well go ahead and open up those packs in a video for you guys. So without further ado, let's get into it. Though I have to warn you guys, I don't know too much about this particular expansion, though I would like to point out something really cool here before we open up these cards here. Look at the card back. This is the card back that you get for reaching rank 20 in April of 2014. 5 years ago, this card back became a thing. And it's still here on my account, which really just goes to show the longevity of Hearthstone as a whole. Like, even though I personally have not played this game a ton over the course of the past couple of years, it's insane the longevity this game has had. Oh, we have an epic right here. Big Bad Archmage. At the end of your turn, summon a random 6-cost minion. I mean, that's pretty awesome sounding, but it's a 10-drop. But it's also at the end of your turn, so you get, a 6/6 plus a 6-drop. That's actually kind of cool. There's a lot of really cool and interesting cards that I've seen as part of this expansion. Like, I don't know all of them by heart, so apologies if I actually take the time to read the cards I'm opening. But from what I've seen, it looks to be a pretty cool expansion. Like, Mech Warrior looks sick, and there's also going to be a bunch of other really interesting cards as well, I'm sure. But, I mean, Mech Warrior right there. Whenever this minion deals damage, gain that much armor. It's a 2/2 for 2. There's a bunch of other really cool cards like that as well. But, man, it's hard to believe that Hearthstone's been out this long. Like, I remember playing it. Actually, I remember specifically watching Total Biscuit play this game when it was in, like, a closed beta or even a closed alpha way back when. And then, of course, it came out and it was free to play, and it took the world by storm. And it may not be as popular now as it was way back when, but it's still a pretty popular game, all things considered. And I actually have it written down here on my second monitor, all the different expansions that have come out. And it's actually freaking nuts. But what is a Hench Clan, Shade Quill, Death Rattle, restore 5 health to the enemy hero. Okay, but it's a 4/7 for 4 there, so if you can get that early game, might be kind of good. Evil Conscriptor, Death Rattle, add a Lackey to your hand. This card's going to be a 9/9 for 9 with Rush, kind of a basic card there. Plot Twist, shuffle your hand into your deck and then draw that many cards. It's actually, I love that there's like fun cards like that are being added. Oh, this hand's terrible. Let's go ahead and just get rid of it, and then hopefully get some better cards. That's interesting. But now is, did today officially start? No, I guess it would have been with the new year, but now it's the Year of the Dragon here in Hearthstone. So basically, if you want to play in the standard format, which there's 2 formats, right? You have standard and wild. Wild can be any card from any expansion ever, right? It's bonkers. But in standard now, the only cards you can use are cards from the past couple of years, and this card looks pretty sick to me. I like this one. Bronze Herald. It's a 3/2 for 3 where you get 2 4/4 dragons added to your hand as a Death Rattle. Like a Paladin Dragon deck sounds like a lot of fun. But now if you want to play standard, you have to use cards from this expansion here, Rise of Shadows. You then have Rumble, Boomsday, and Witchwood. Like, that's pretty much it. And it may sound like, okay, there's like 4 expansions worth of cards there. There's a lot of variety that can be added to your decks. But if you think about all the cards that are banned as a result of the standard format, you have cards from, I actually have this written down, Goblins and Gnomes, Blackrock Mountain, The Grand Tournament, Old Gods, League of Explorers, Naxxramas, Karazhan, Gadgetzan, Ungoro, Frozen Throne, Kobolds and Catacombs, and of course the Hall of Fame cards. I think this time around, they added 9 more cards to the Hall of Fame, which if you don't play Hearthstone, you think, like, what's the Hall of Fame? That's when they take really good cards from, like, the classic set and make it so you can't use them anymore. Even though they're, still technically part of the standard set, they make it so you can't use them in standard. But a Batterhead here, Rush, after this attacks and kills a minion, it may attack again. I mean, it's a 3/12. That can clear an entire board of, like, a Zoo Warlock, for example. This is like an anti-Zoo card, which is kind of cool. Where was that back in Naxxramas when freaking... back when Zoolock was just completely destroying everything. And we keep getting this vicious Scrap Hound here, man. That thing is everywhere, apparently. Yeah, I remember back in Naxxramas, I would specifically play the Death Lord, which by most people's standards was an awful card. I just kept using it because it was really good against Zoolock, and Zoolock was pretty much everywhere. Ursatron, Death Rattle, draw a mech from your deck. There we go. Paladin, if you control a secret, gain +1 attack. So if you're holding a secret, that basically becomes the old Fiery War Axe. Most of my time spent in this game was playing as a warrior. That's the only golden hero I have is the warrior. And to this day, I still like playing the warrior. It's kind of nuts. Like, I feel like I should probably be playing other classes to try and get them up to 60 and get gold, portraits for those classes, but I never do. I always go back to warrior. Shimmerfly here. Add a random hunter spell to your hand. Not bad. I mean, 1/1 for 1. It's kind of like a, what was that spider? The web spinner, right? Kind of like a web spinner from back in the day, but not quite. Another Ursatron, Underbelly Angler. I'm noticing they're really going hard with, like, Murloc Shaman this expansion. I think there's actually a really good Shaman Murloc Legendary, if I recall correctly. I've seen a couple of these things on Twitter. Like, I follow, Hearthstone and some Hearthstone pages and stuff like that, but I don't follow it super closely. But I think they're really trying to add this idea of more Murlocs to the Shaman, more mechs. I mean, every class has mechs with this expansion, but more mechs to the Warrior, as well as bombs to the Warrior, like the Iron Juggernaut from way back in the day. That was the Blackrock expansion, if I recall. Was that Blackrock? Oh, now I probably sound silly. What expansion had the Iron Juggernaut? Either way, Iron Juggernaut was never really considered to be a great card, but I liked it because they shuffled a card into your opponent's deck, and when they drew that card, they took 10 damage immediately. It was pretty cool. Here's an Epic, an Azurite Elemental, so 2/7 for 5. At the start of your turn, gain +2. Ooh, okay, so when you immediately put it out, it's only a 2/7 for 5, which sucks. But if it survives until next turn, it will have +2 spell damage, right? Not too bad. But even, I just don't see that card seeing a lot of use. I mean, people are going to try and kill it right away. But then again, with it being a 2/7, it's going to be hard to take down. So that may actually be a pretty good card. Underbelly Fence. Battlecry, if you're holding a card from another class, gain +1/+1 and Rush. That's actually just a good card all around for like the, what do they call it? Burgle Rogue or something like that. One day I'm going to get super back into this game and try to make Legend. That's like my ultimate goal. I can retire from Hearthstone happily if I ever make a Legend. But I'm just not good enough. Like, I'll openly admit that I'm just simply not good enough. Like, I've tried, and the highest I've gotten is like rank 10 or something like that. And that was with a super cheesy Paladin Murloc deck, which I think I made videos of here on the channel. Sweeping Strikes. I was hoping to get that. Oh, we ended up getting both of them. We got a gold one and a regular one. So again, as a warrior, I like this card a lot. So give a minion. Also damages minions next to whoever this attacks, right? Which is very convoluted wording, but basically if you put that on a minion for 2 mana, whenever that minion attacks another minion on the other side of the board, it's going to also attack the minions that are next to that minion, which how many times have I said the word minion? Take a shot every time I say minion. But yeah, Sweeping Strikes to me seems like a pretty cool card. I'm definitely going to try and mess around with that. Ooh, another demon card for the Warlock. Give your demons +1 attack and also deal 1 damage to all enemy minions. Okay. That seems pretty sick. Wow. Twin Spell, give a friendly minion lifesteal. Wow. A lot of these cards seem to be really good. Like, so far I'm not seeing a ton of cards that just seem like they're filler. At least to me, anyway. Gain +1 attack for each spell in your hand. I mean, I feel like you would have to have, like, 3 spells in your hand for that to even be worthwhile. Which is probably why this is a common rarity card. I mean, if it's a 3/6 for 4, that's not really a great card, right? It'd have to be a 4/6 for 4, then really make it kind of good, at least in my opinion. And yeah, so maybe not so much that. Messenger Raven, discover a mage minion. 3/2 for 3, I hate that. I mean, you could get some good cards, but I don't see that being that great either. Taunt, deal 3 damage to all minions as your death rattle. But it's a 3/7 for 7. Okay, so I say there's not a lot of filler cards. I see a bunch of cards the very next pack that I'm not really a huge fan of. 4/7 for 6 also gives you plus spell damage. That's not terrible. Not great, though. And typically you're looking for great, right? I mean, if you're looking for fun, that's whatever, but... And Dr. Boom Scheme, gain 1 armor, and then it upgrades each turn. Alright. Duel, summon a minion from each player's deck, and then they fight. That's actually awesome. I feel like there's a lot of room with this expansion to add just like really goofy fun cards, you know? But we shall see. This card back actually holds up as well. I mean, it's a card back from like the first ever ranked season in Hearthstone, and it still looks pretty good to this day. Walking Fountain, Lifesteal, Rush, and Wind Fury. Okay, it's like a mini Alakir, pretty much, kind of. It's got Rush and Wind Fury. It's a 4/8. That's actually that's a common rarity card, but it seems to be pretty good to me. I mean, obviously, if they can't kill things, then it's not going to help out that much, but you put it out there for 8 mana. Hopefully, you can kill one minion, then at least attack another one, which will give you 8 health back, and also potentially clear 2 things off the board, and it seems okay to me. Dimensional Ripper, summon 2 copies of a minion in your deck. I mean, for 10 mana, though, you'd have to have a pretty scary deck. Knowing me, I would get, like, those little 2-drop mech warriors or something. Would be really all that good. We still have a lot more packs to go here. Jeez. All right. I'm not even going to do like the hover over thing anymore. Although it's kind of fun to hover over them when you get a legendary because you see the gold glow and everything. But a serious play for the Paladin. If you control a secret. Okay, that's the same one from before. Blessing of the Ancients. These don't really look to be amazing to me. Summon 4 1/1 Vengeful Scrolls as a death rattle. That'd be a pretty good card in Arena, I would say. Which Arena is... I've been playing a bit more Arena as of recently. Just messing around with it a little bit. And it's actually quite fun. Like... For somebody like me who's like kind of... Oh, real quick. Deal 1 damage to the minion if it survives. Add a Lackey to your hand. Okay. But somebody like me who's like not very good at Hearthstone. Like I like having the, you know, the excuse I can make where if I just do terrible in Arena... Oh! If I do terrible in Arena, I can just be like, it's not my fault. I had a bad draft. What was I supposed to do? But if I do well, I can say it's all because I drafted well. And I'm actually a good player. So Arena is kind of fun. But Lucent Bark here. It's a 4/8 for 8 with Taunt. And Death Rattle is Go Dormant. Okay, so I guess it just kind of like sits there on the board and can't do anything. And then restore 5 health to awaken this minion. So Dormant, that's an interesting concept. So it kind of just like sits there on the board doing nothing. And then once you're able to restore 5 health total, I assume between your hero and your minions, you can reawaken this guy who's going to be a 4/8 once again on the board with time. And he's going to always have that death rattle every time he dies. That's kind of cool. That's an interesting concept. By the way, right as I say that I'm not going to be, hovering over, we end up getting a legendary. It's kind of cool, but I don't play Druid at all. In fact, Druid's like my least favorite. And my least played. Speaking of Druid, the Acorn Bearer. Why is it a troll with 2 squirrels on her shoulder? Okay. She's a 2/1 for 1 with Death Rattle of add 2 1/1 squirrels to your hand. I mean, in terms of value, for 1 mana, you get virtually a lot of attack out there, right? I mean, we're talking 4 total attack and 3 total health, but it's split between 3 different cards. Probably not that great at the end of the day, but seems kind of cool. Crystal Power, choose 1, deal 2 damage to a minion, or restore 5 health. That works. That works the other guy, restoring 5 health there. Kind of neat, kind of neat. Again, I'm just really hoping to get all the warrior cards at the very least. And then from there, like once I kind of like get a feel for like how people are playing and stuff, how many times I can get this freaking card. Once I get a feel for how people are playing, I'll then, maybe branch out from warrior a bit. But I want to start off with like a mech warrior deck to an extent. And then kind of see how that goes. Eager Underling. Give Death Rattle. Give random friendly minions +2/+2. That could be kind of good if you're trying to buff up all your demons and stuff, I suppose. But, doesn't seem to be all that great. Well, that's interesting. A Hench Clan Hogsteed that's being ridden by a Murloc. And when it dies, it summons that 1/1 Murloc. Okay. I mean, you can throw that in a Murloc deck. And the Beast deck. I guess technically a Beast Murloc deck. There you go. You sat on both. Evil Genius. Destroy a friendly minion to add 2 random lackeys to your hand. Alrighty. 3/3 for 3 with stealth right there. It's also kind of funny with how many expansions there are, how easy it is for them just to take like old cards from back in the day and then just add objectively better versions of those cards. Now, this card I saw a while ago, it's actually pretty interesting. So it's a 2/3 for 2, which are good stats. And its battle cry is to silence the adjacent minions on your side of the board. So if there's like a negative debuff or something wrong going on with your minions, you can silence them with this card right here. I feel like there's going to be some really cool plays that can be made with Dalaran Librarian. Then Dragon Speaker here. Give all dragons in your hand +3/+3. That is absurd for a 3/5. I mean, 3/5 for 5 is pretty bad stats, but the bonus you get right there is pretty nuts. And 5 health, if this were a 5/3 for 5, it'd be awful, right? If you reverse the health and the attack, it's an awful card. That looks like a good card to me. Maybe I'm crazy because, again, like anytime I think a card's good, Hearthstone community's like, no, the card's actually awful. Or anytime I think a card's terrible, they're like, really? If you put it with this synergy here, it's actually the best card in the game. It's like, oh, well, apparently I just don't know anything then. Like, there's that walking fountain. Okay. A Mutate. Transform a friendly minion into a random one that costs 1 more. Okay. Draw the lowest cost minion from your deck and give it +2/+2. You can set that up, actually, but doesn't seem really worth it though, right? Like trying to like set that up so you're like, you know, no matter what, the lowest cost minion in my deck is this one particular card, and the only reason why I have it is because I want to buff it with this card right here. It doesn't seem like it's gonna work out as well. I don't know. But 30 more packs after this one. I could use some more Legos. Convincing Infiltrator. 2/6 for 5 with Taunt. Destroy a random enemy minion. That seems pretty good. Priest has always been an annoying class to play against. And it looks like it's only going to get more annoying. Another Bronze Herald there. Evil Cable Rat. I got a couple of these, but I haven't read it yet. It's just a 1/1 for 2. That's a battle cry of adding a lackey to your hand. Okay. Mark shot, deal 4 damage to a minion and discover a spell, but you'd have to discover a pretty good spell for that to be like worth it in my opinion. Unsleeping Soul, this card's interesting. Silence a friendly minion, then summon a copy of that silenced minion. That seems pretty cool to me, right? So for 4 mana, you can get an extra really good card out, but that card's also going to be silenced. Therefore, if it's like Ysera, for example, you know, you're not going to want to do it to her. But then again, I mean, that'd be a pretty big body on the board, even if you silenced her. I don't know. I feel like that's a cool card to me. I feel like there's going to be some cool plays you can make with that. Then like right here, a 2/3 for 2, that's an elemental. That's just a good card in general. That's probably going to be seen quite a bit. Tunnel Blaster, 3/7 for 7. Okay, we already saw that one. Okay. We already saw that one. Again, I know a little bit about this expansion, but not really a ton. So it's like I'm kind of slowly going through and I'm like rereading cards I've already read because I'm like relearning them essentially. Hecklebot, 3/8 for 4, which is kind of nuts, but its battle cry is your opponent summons a minion from their deck. Might be worth it. It's like a Death Lord, but stronger, kind of. It's like a mechy Death Lord. Huh. I don't know. That might be worth. Depending on the deck you're facing, right? If you're facing an aggro deck, pretty good. If it's more of a control deck, then not so good. So I don't know. That's interesting right there. Let's see what else. Toxfin, Battlecry, give a friendly Murloc poisonous, and that's actually, that seems like a good Murloc card. I always like Murloc decks. Vendetta with a Goblin Rogue. I played a Goblin Rogue in WoW for many, many years. Deal 4 damage to a minion, and this costs 0 if you're holding a card from another class. Okay, which you almost always are when you're playing as a rogue. So that's pretty awesome, actually. Another Librarian there. Dalaran Crusader, just a 5/4 for 5 with Divine Shield. It's a scary body, probably good in Arena, but not so much in Constructed, I wouldn't imagine. Desperate Measures. Cast a random Paladin Secret. Okay. It's also got Twin Spell on there. But you keep getting this Burly Shovel Fist. Like, that's like the 8th time we've gotten him so far. Recurring Villain. He's twiddling his mustache. I love the art here. 3/6 for 5. If this minion has 4 or more attack, resummon it. So if you can buff it up somehow, it'll get resummoned when it dies. That's potentially some cheese to be had there. God, it's so crazy to think about how many cards have been added to this game, though. Another Arcane Servant, another Bronze Herald, Vendetta. Okay, we're getting to the point where we're starting to get a bunch of repeats, which is fine. It's always, that's how they get you, man. It's always the legendaries and the epics that you end up like not having, and they cost so much to craft. But with all these duplicates, we should actually be okay. Arcane Watcher can't attack unless you have spell damage. So this is one of those cards that Dalaran. Oh, what was it called? Librarian, right? The Dalaran Librarian, which when you put it out there, it silences the adjacent minions to it. These Watchers, there's Watchers, are they called Ancient Watchers, I think, from the Classic set, which basically are 4/5 for 3, I want to say, that can't attack. You can silence them, you can silence your Arcane Watchers here, and then they're pretty scary if that happens, right? So again, I think that Librarian card's actually going to be pretty sick. We got our epic. It's going to be a Waggle Pick. Return a random friendly minion to your hand. It costs 2 less as Death Rattle there. So It's kind of an okay-ish weapon in terms of like stats and everything. But I mean, the effect there is actually pretty good. No, it's actually random, so it's not super great. I don't know. Doesn't seem that great to me. But then again, like my IQ is not high enough to play rogue. Oh, the old miracle rogues back in the day. Is that still a thing people do? Improved morale for the warrior. Deal 1 damage to a minion. If it survives, add a lackey to your hand. All right, more ways of damaging our minions as a warrior. That's what we need. Never surrender. When your opponent casts a spell, give your minions, ooh, +2 health. That seems like a really good secret. I mean, everyone uses spells. And all your minions get +2 health, especially in like an aggro Murloc deck. Although, I mean, with them rotating out some cards from the previous expansions, I'm wondering if you're playing Standard, that is, like, can you put together a really effective Murloc Paladin anymore? I don't know. Batterhead again. That card just seems really good to me. A Safeguard. Death Rattle. Summon a 0/5 Vault Safe with Taunt. But is the Vault Safe just a random 0/5 minion, or does it also do something interesting? Because either way, that's a nice wall right there for like a controlled mech deck, right? A 4/5 for 6, not great, but it's the fact it also summons a 0/5 on top of that, which your opponent just has to basically drudge through. That's kind of cool. Then again, it's a Vault Safe, so I feel like maybe the Vault Safe actually gives them something if they like destroy it or something. Like, you guys know what I mean? That's what it sounds like to me. Shimmerfly, Mana Reservoir, 0/6 for 2. It gives you spell damage. Okay, they're really worked on elementals and spell damage here, aren't they? Wow. This expansion, like, almost seems that all expansions seem to have like one central theme, but this one's like mechs and lackeys and murlocs and spell damage, and it's like they're adding just so much in general, which is kind of awesome, actually. Another Bronze Herald, Life Weaver, Sunreaver Spy, 2/3 for 2 if you control a secret. Okay, that's like a better Secret Keeper, kinda. Well, maybe not better, but reminds me of Secret Keeper. We got a Golden Rare and an Epic, an Arcane Fletcher. Whenever you play a 1-cost minion, draw a spell from your deck. Well, it's if you have a bunch of spells in your deck, I suppose, and a bunch of 1-cost minions. A golden, this is for all classes, a Spellward Jeweler. Battlecry, your hero can't be targeted by spells or hero powers until the next turn. So you put her out there. 3/4 for 3, not bad stats, and it's a pretty decent effect. Right? It's not like the greatest card ever, but that's a solid card to me. Maybe I'm biased because I got a gold version of it, but another Sweeping Strikes, and those are all repeats. All repeats once again. This Flight Master keeps popping up. Summon a 2/2 Griffin for each player. I mean, why? I'm sure there's an advantage to that somehow, but it's a 3/4 for 3, and of course you get a 2/2, which I guess is nice. For 3 mana, I guess that's why. For 3 mana, you get a 3/4 and a 2/2, but your opponent gets a 2/2, which the very next turn can be used to take out your Griffin. I don't know. Maybe if you have that could be potentially good, I suppose, if you can somehow buff up either the Flight Master himself or the 2/2. But interestingly enough, the Flight Master is summoning a Griffin. This breaks all canon. That's a Blood Elf. And Blood Elves are on the Horde. And Horde do not have Griffins. Right? The Alliance have Griffins. But that's a Horde Flight Master. It's probably intentional, as nerds like me would point out. Let's see. Ooh! Barista Lynchen. All right. A 4/5 for 5 for all classes. Battlecry. Add a copy of each of your other Battlecry. Wow. Wow. Okay. I mean, that seems like it could potentially be very good, but I'm actually a bit confused. Is it all the Battlecry minions in my hand, or the Battlecry minions that are on the board? I would imagine it's on the board. The wording it's open to interpretation, I would say, but it seems like every other Battlecry minion I already have on the board, I add a copy of them to my hand, which would be nuts. And a 4/5 for 5, those aren't terrible stats, all things considered. So, kind of cool. Another Vicious Scrap Hound. My God, these things are like the Zubat of this game. Just go away. Summon 1/1 Imp. That just looks weird. and also upgrades each turn. But I mean, that just it's 1/1/1 imp. They could have said summon 1 imp with 1 health, one attack, 1 health, or something. I don't know. 1/1/1 looks weird right there. But there you go, 2 legendaries. Forbidden Words. Spend all your mana and destroy a minion with that much attack or less. Okay. Just more annoying things for the priest. That's fine. That's fine. I like priests. They're fun to play against. I just hate I hate deck styles that are just like all about making it so you can't do anything. They don't do anything themselves. They just kind of sit there with their 10 cards in their hand going, oh, you play this, I destroy that. You play that, I destroy that. You play that, I destroy that. They don't actually like put anything on the board. They just counter everything you do. I hate when classes do that, and it seems like the priest is like the king of doing that. Back in the day, it was the mage with all the AoE spells and stuff like that. But nowadays, I feel like it's the priest. But Jumbo Imp. Cost 1 less whenever a friendly demon dies while this is in your hand. I mean, in all reality, you have 3 demons die while that's in your hand, it becomes suddenly worth it. So if you're running a demon deck, might be worth getting. Clockwork Goblin. Shuffle a bomb into your opponent's deck when drawn. It explodes for 5 damage. I like this card a lot. This is like what they're doing with the Warrior this expansion, is making a bunch of mechs that put bombs in your opponent's deck. And I think that's really cool. Like a 3/3 for 3 is fine already, but then that Battle Cry makes it even better in my opinion. And then we combine that with the Barista Legendary I just got. We get another one of those. I'm just saying. There's some cheese. There is some cheese to be had here, folks. Another Mysterious Blade. I'd like some of the weapons for the Warrior, please. But we only have 11 more packs after this, guys. Getting kind of low. Golden Rare. Golden Arcane Watcher. I'm probably going to disenchant a lot of these golden cards, unless I really like them. That way I'd have more dust, and I'll be able to craft up the cards I don't have. It looks like I'm going to be missing a number of the Warrior cards. At the very least, I want all the Warrior cards, right? Including the Legendary. So, copy of... Wow, Battle Cry. Copy of friendly minion's health. That's for all classes. It's a 5/1 by default, but I mean, so much as long as you have a 4 health minion on the board that you can copy, this seems like a pretty good card, right? Reminds me of the old Faceless Manipulator back in the day. That was a card I never had back when, Classic was out. And I always wanted one because they were so annoying to play against. Another Dragon Speaker. Awesome. Glad we got that. And then Portal Overfiend. Shuffle 3 portals into your deck, and when drawn, summon a 2/2 demon with Rush. Oh! That's kind of neat. It's for all classes, too, not even just the Warlock. So, I mean, a 5/6 for 6, not great, but those 3 portals in your deck, and when you draw them, it's going to have a 2/2 demon with Rush appear on the board. And Rush, if you guys don't know, is basically like Charge, except you can't attack your opponent's face. You have to attack a minion. So, I don't know. Could be kind of good. More Unsleeping Soul. Ah, Hunting Party. That's new. I like the art style. Copy all beast in your hand. Ooh, that's pretty nuts. A Crystal Stag. Man, they keep giving me these Druid cards. Rush, Battle Cry. If you've restored 5 health in this game, in total, summon a copy of this. Okay, that's horrifying. Because, so for all you have to do is somehow restore 5 health, which Druids are good at healing already. And then for 5 mana, you get 2 4/4s with Rush on the board? That's pretty nuts. And of course, you can have 2 of this in your deck, so that's 4 of them. That's pretty terrifying. I might be playing some Druid this expansion, boys. We'll have to see. I don't know. Let's see. More Sweeping Strikes. More Mysterious Blade. This thing will not go away. There's so many other rares I don't have, and we've gotten like 6 of these. I like the art here for the Traveling Healer, though. Divine Shield with the Battle Cry, restoring 3 health. A 3/2 for 4. Doesn't seem great, though. 3/2 for 4, even with the Divine Shield and the health restore. I still, doesn't seem very good to me. I don't know. Let's see. Another Hunting Party, rounding that off. Nice. Magic Dart Frog. After you cast a spell, deal 1 damage to a random enemy minion. It's okay. It's like a free Arcane Missile, I guess, every time you cast a different spell. It's okay. I mean, the 1 3 for 2, those are decent stats with that effect, I'd say. Daring Escape, we already saw it earlier. Return all friendly minions to your hand. You darn rogues. Only 5 more packs here, guys. Proud Defender again. Another freaking Scrap Hound. Another Proud Defender, I guess, in total there. We keep getting the Eccentric Scribe as well, I'm noticing. Only 4 more. Golden Henchclan Shade Quill. Magic Trick. Oh, I like this card. I've seen this actually. The golden version of Magic Trick. The hands moving, which makes the trick even look cooler. So that's pretty neat. I just realized we got 2 of the same card here. 1 gold, 1 not. But yeah, that card looks really cool golden. I saw that, I think, on Twitter. Another Proud Defender. God, I'm going to start a store here with all these Proud Defenders. All right, 2 more. Ooh. When you draw this, restore 4 health to your hero, 4/6 for 6 with Taunt. That seems pretty good all around. And it's a demon. I think a demon warlock deck. I mean, there's going to be some cool stuff you can do there. But keep in mind, if you're playing in Standard, the Gul'dan Death Knight card is now gone. You can't use that anymore. But if you want to play with it in Wild, make me pretty nuts. Come on. Oh, we would. I don't think it's ever actually happened. I don't think in the history of my pack opening videos, which I've done like half a dozen, I feel like, I don't feel like we've ever actually got a legendary on the final pack before. That's pretty freaking cool. So Ray of Frost, freeze a minion. If it's already frozen, deal 2 damage to it. Violet Spell Ward, gain +1 attack for each spell in your hand. Very meh card. We have 2 rares here. We have Unleash the Beast. Summon a 5/5 Wyvern with Rush, twin spell. And Desperate Measures. Cast a random Paladin secret. All right, guys. Here it is. The Legendary. You ready? I'm pretty excited for this. Khadgar! Mage! I hate playing Mage! Your cards that summon minions. Summon twice as many. Potentially very good. If this were a neutral Legendary, I would say Khadgar would be overpowered. Right, he's probably pretty good for the Mage as well, but the Mage. I just don't play a lot of Mage. I don't. I mean, looking at this here, I mean, you guys can see that like 34 Mage, that's right down there towards the bottom with like 31 Priest and then 26 Druid. I guess technically, my least played is Druid, then Priest, then Shaman, then Mage. Oh, wow, I completely ignored the Rogue right there. Let's start over. It goes Druid, then Priest, then Rogue, then Shaman, then Mage. Then the 4 classes I play a lot, of course, would be Warrior, which is maxed out, then the Paladin, then the Hunter, then the Warlock. So, interesting. They would. I'm just saying, they would. We got 1100 Dustwing just straight up disenchant right here. Not too bad. That's going to help out. When we go to the Warrior here, and you just go to crafting, and then we're going to set this up to Rise of Shadows cards. These are all the cards that we have from the expansion, then the ones that we're missing. And you guessed it, we're missing 2 legendaries, apparently, as well as 2 different epics. I don't even think I have enough dust for that right now. You got Boom Reaver. Summon a copy of this minion. Battlecry, summon a copy of a minion in your deck and give it Rush. Okay, 7/9 for 10 mech. And then Blastmaster Boom. We're having flashbacks here, guys. Battlecry, summon 2 1/1 Boom Bots for each bomb in your opponent's deck. So if you have 2 bombs in your opponent's deck, you get 4 of those Boom Bots. It's like Dr. Boom, but kind of not. It's either a better Dr. Boom or a worse Dr. Boom, depending on whether or not you can get bombs in your opponent's deck. And then we have the Wrench Caliber. After your hero attack, shuffle a bomb into your opponent's deck, and you have 2 swings on that. Of course, you can upgrade that. Then we have Omega Devastator here. If you have 10 mana crystals, I'm noticing this as like a new trend, by the way. If you have 10 mana crystals, deal 10 damage to a random minion. So if you play this when you have, on turn 10 or later, then that battle cry will take effect. There's another card. I forget what it is. I want to say it's like a 4/6. But its battle cry is if you have 10 mana crystals, it gains +10 attack. So it's like a 12/6, or I forget the exact numbers, but it's an absurdly powerful creature for 4 mana. But you have to wait until the end of the game to actually be able to use it. So kind of neat. Definitely pretty neat if you ask me. But yeah, I'm gonna mess around with this here. and, you know, disenchant some cards and whatnot, basically trying to get these guys, then try to build me up a warrior deck. And if you guys are interested, I'd be more than happy to post up a couple of Hearthstone matches, maybe trying out that warrior deck. But, well, that being said, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to be wrapping up things here today. I hope you enjoyed this little pack opening, as well as my trip down memory lane talking about Hearthstone. And if you did enjoy the video, please drop me a rating, and I hope you guys all have a wonderful day.